Hey guys, I'm Jessica, a designer here in New York City, and I'd like to show you around my Brooklyn apartment and let you get to know a little bit more about me. So here we are in my basement apartment of this 19th century Brooklyn brownstone. I'm a believer in showcasing your talents throughout your space, and luckily I've been allowed to do so by my parents, and now, most importantly, my landlord. So yes, this place is rental, but as I'm about to show you, I've made some improvements. A basement apartment does come with its share of challenges, but I've added some fun elements to make those opportunities. Now, here we are in the bedroom, and as you can see, there's no door. It's just one large open space, and like most people, I like some quiet and privacy in my bedroom, so I had to find a way to break it up. So in order to divide the room and solve the problem, I went out and bought, assembled, and installed these cabinets, so now I have a great dressing area, extra storage, a guest room, and also, check this out. Welcome to my cave. Me and my cat Mama here like complete and total darkness when we're sleeping. So this place having no windows is not a problem at all for us. It's actually the quietest place in New York City, unless I'm the one having the party. Let's go check out where all that craziness happens. Here's the life of the party. My 4-month-old bulldog puppy, Burger. We're in the living room now, looking at the only design feature this apartment actually came with, an exposed brick wall. The problem with this exposed brick wall is that it's right next to a fireplace, and on the other side was a completely blank white wall. I wanted to balance out the fireplace, so I decided to paint this faux brick pattern mural. I was kind of on a mural kick, so I decided I wanted to keep this style throughout the space. It doesn't get a lot of light down here, so I wanted to keep the walls white. I also have no front windows, so there are no street views, and I definitely wanted to bring the outside in. I came up with the idea of the telephone pole and the cables, because I knew it was something I could easily bring around all the white walls in the room. And a friend pointed out, it is Brooklyn, so you need the sneakers. The entire mural was painted freehand with painter's tape used to ensure straight lines. It's not the only work I've done by hand in the apartment. Pillows, slip covers, and curtains. It's in my apartment, most likely I made it. I got the motivation to make things very young age. At 7, my parents bought a house and we tore it down to the studs. They allowed me to actually help them build it back up as long as I learned how to do some of the work myself. So I got very familiar with tools, and at that time I learned how to refinish furniture, peel wallpaper, paint the walls. I even made my own stained glass window. It was a really great learning experience, and after high school I decided to do it as a career. Let's take a look at some of the work I've done since graduating from Pratt Institute. Here are some highlights of my best work. These experiences taught me that as a designer, I like to solve problems, be hands-on, and see results. Since we're talking about some of my favorite projects and places, I'd like to show you the best aspect of having a basement apartment, the garden. So this area is a challenge for me because I cannot keep a plant alive. But I have some friends who can, and we're going to get our landscaper on and get this place in shape for spring. Speaking of those friends, I'm going to go check out what they're doing now. Okay, so I brought you over to my friend Virginia and Eric's kitchen to show you some work that I did with a former company. I was living here and the landlord at the time allowed me to custom make the cabinets. So we started out measuring and I helped actually build and install these myself. It's a bigger improvement than the 3 metal cabinets that were existing. I figured what better place to show you what I have planned for the kitchen you provided. I've done a sketch to illustrate the changes I would make in this room. First, I would invest in matching appliances. If the budget isn't enough for both, then at least replace one so that they match. I would go with replacing the brown fridge with a white one, since I don't think they've made brown appliances since the late 70s. The wallpaper has got to go. We can easily paint the walls a nice bright color to instantly update the room and give it a fresh new look. In the soffit, I would paint an accent color. This would create a nice point of interest for the room. Now, the kitchen designer in me wants to see this floor plan so I can rework all the cabinetry in this room and really get the most efficiency out of the space. However, from this picture, it doesn't look like there's a lot of space to add more cabinets, so a complete teardown may be unnecessary. And I actually like the carved pattern on the doors. The finish is way too dark as it is now though. Depending on the time allowed, I would either refinish the cabinets to a lighter stain or paint them completely. And definitely update the handles. I'm very curious what is under this carpeting. I'm a huge believer in tile flooring on the kitchen floors for easy cleaning. I find tile to be a pretty easy installation and feel that for this space, it is a must. Lastly, I would love to add a nice built-in seating nook in the corner of the space. A new table and benches would work just fine if built-ins are not an option. A nice pendant lamp over the table should replace the recessed light. Adding matching accessories is the perfect final touch. Oh my god. So, I'm hiding here in the homeowner's closet because I've got some terrible news. I promised them that their basement renovation would be done by tonight for their family reunion party, and unfortunately since, I've had terrible phone calls. The first came from the furniture manufacturer telling me that the furniture is back-ordered and there's no way it's going to be here on time. Then, as I'm trying to call rental companies and figure that out, the plumber calls and tells me there's major issues and there's no way it's going to be done by the party tonight. So, I'm just going to sit here and figure out what I'm going to tell them, or I'm going to hide until they find me. While we're on the topic of near crises, I did have a very close call with commercial strength upholstery glue. It was when I was working on a bar and lounge on the Lower East Side of Manhattan. I was recovering the sofas the day of the party, and unfortunately I didn't finish fast enough to allow the 6 hours of drying time necessary. I had more like 5 minutes. By the time everyone arrived, I was covered head to toe in glue and petrified that someone was going to get stuck to their seat. Well, I'm going to get going, but I hope that you enjoyed my video. The show sounds amazing, and I look forward to hearing from you soon.